Hey, I'm Asti.
And I'm Vanessa.
And welcome to Invyted In, the podcast where we're spilling the tea on all your favourite influencers.
So each week we're going to be bringing you the juiciest gossip with the influencers on our platform who are absolutely killing it at social media. So whether you're an influencer yourself or you're thinking about just getting started, welcome, you're invited in.
A massive thank you to our amazing sponsor, Premier Podcast Studios, for bringing you this episode. Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. We are super excited to have a very special guest, James Colbrook, on today's episode. And yeah, we will get right into it.
Thanks for having me.
No, thanks for joining us. So we want to know how you started out in your influencer story. We want to know all the nitty-gritty details.
All the nitty-gritty the nitty-gritty, that's hard to say, isn't it? All the nitty-gritty details. Well, actually, all happened by accident.
No
Did it?
way.
All happened completely by accident.
So you never aspired to be an influencer, just sort of...
It's never something that's ever really been on my radar, and it's a world that I dabble in, and it's like I put so much graft over lockdown into my socials, and it just never grew, and then one post a couple of years ago blew up, and then it just went whoosh.
Yeah.
One photo.
What was it?
Wow, what was this photo?
Yeah.
Well, actually, it was my first time going to the festival, the Mighty Hoopla, and I was dressed in scantily clad clothing. I was wearing a mesh vest with a side harness. I looked like Lara Croft and Xena the Warrior Princess's illegitimate child.
Love that.
And that photo, and a bit of glitter on my face because you just have to at a festival, because
Yeah, of
why
course.
not? And that one photo got 75,000 likes.
Wow.
What?
That's crazy.
You literally just posted it and
it blew. It blew.
Yeah.
I posted at the right time, at the right...
you were clearly looking so good.
Apparently so.
Was ended up on everyone's explore page.
Everyone's
Wow.
explore page.
Yeah.
But then the sad thing is, in 2 years' time, I've never looked that good ever since. But no, it all happened kind of by accident. And there are many little different facets to kind of what I do, because I'm an actor, I'm a presenter, I'm a personal trainer. So I'm the definition of a freelancer. So my niche is very vast and wide. So it is trying to put that all into a social media persona can be quite difficult, because I never like to hide sides of my personality. I'm like all in or nothing kind of person.
Yeah.
So how long ago was this actually?
This was about 2 years ago.
2 years
2 years ago,
ago.
one photo got me 20,000 followers.
Yeah.
20,000 followers.
Yeah.
Wow. Was it gradual growth from that one post, or did you just get
That
so
one
many
was
on that?
That one was like instantaneous. Like in a
Okay.
week, I think
Yeah.
in a few days, my following went from like 5,000 to 15, and then by a
No
week it just got
way.
up and up and up.
Right.
And then by that time, realizing that the algorithm's liking me and it's pushing me out, and then people go, you shouldn't post all the time. You shouldn't post all the time. It's like, no, you should have taken that moment
Yeah.
and shoved it down people's throats at that moment. So when the algorithm likes you, ride that wave. Don't
honestly
play it cool.
agree.
It's
You
like you
definitely
don't.
need to-
It's almost like a date. It's like you're messaging someone and say you don't want to be too keen. It's like, no, be keen. Be really keen.
if it's
Go
liking
all
you, you
in.
better
Yeah.
you might as well,
Exactly. Don't play coy, or don't play hard to
don't
get.
play
Like
hard to
just
get.
because the algorithm will turn on you.
Very true.
And then it won't like you for a long time.
So in terms of the content, I'm just so curious now. Did you just continue posting similar posts to the one that blew up, or did you throw that all out there as well and see what stuck? I guess.
To an extent, a lot of my followers, a majority of my following is actually, I think the insights is like 95% of my following is men,
Yeah.
which apparently is quite a rare thing, and they're all gay men in between the ages of 20, 30, 40. So
Yeah.
it's trying to knowing that audience and appealing to them. So trying to make content that is like lip syncs that are pop culture references, or trying to apply
yeah.
things in a fun way that appeals to that demographic.
Yeah.
My saying is, get the gays and then it's popular. With anything, make them like it, and then it'll be the best
Well,
thing.
it's definitely working for you,
for now,
for sure.
for now, they haven't turned on me yet. And I say that as a gay man myself, just to clarify.
I love that.
If it
That's
wasn't
so
obvious.
good.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. Obviously, once your kind of following grew, and obviously, you're kind of gradually growing anyway. You obviously probably work with quite a few brands with your account, getting kind of messaged, contacted by different brands and things. Out of interest, what has been the best brand you've worked with or collaborated with?
Oh, okay. I think my favorite brand that I worked with was I did some stuff with Fabletics.
Oh, cool.
Which, as part of my niche, is being a personal trainer and fitness instructor. My friends call me Sister Motivator with some of my fitness content because it's just out there. It's very out camp, like Louis Spence meets fitness, telling people to squat as low as my standards. No one does stuff like that, thank God. No one steal it from me. It's my only thing.
Yeah, you need to be a bit different,
Yeah.
Keep that.
So Fabletics got in contact just to starting off doing some like ambassadorship, and then it ended up eventually a couple of times going to paid partnership.
Yeah.
And that was really cool because it was directly related to one of the main things that I do. Some other things have been like alongside like more like lifestyle and wellness. But that was like the one that was like on the road to going, I could be really high up in this fitfluencer kind of world.
Yeah, is that like maybe the niche you really want to go into? I know you obviously have this like a massive range of things that you do, but would you say fitness is the one that you want to really like push on your channel, or you like having a range?
I like having a range because I don't like just pigeonholing myself in one thing, but then that also does create like 3 different communities. But fitness is one thing that I do like to push out a lot because I think it is an industry that is very toxic and has a lot of issues that need to be debunked or spoken about in a different way. Like when I speak to people about their fitness journeys or how they want to get into starting it, I'm just like, it's impossible. It's so hard. And actually, my main aim is to make fitness fun and make it enjoyable. Like
I love that. That's so wonderful.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't mean it's not hard.
Yeah.
It has to create that sort of change. It has to be. But it can be done with a dash of theatricality, silly one-liners. And I'm there at the front of a session or on social media being an absolute clown. That's the only way I can describe it. It's the only way I can describe it. But what that does is, I think people have such fear and such uncertainty around it if they're new to it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want everyone's going to look at me. Everyone's going to be thinking, I'm not catching up, or I'm not going to be lifting the heaviest. No one gives a toss because there's me at the front being an absolute diva, be like, if he can do that, no one's looking at me because they're definitely looking at him.
I think it's definitely really good to bring like humor into it. It's like more relatable.
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly. I think it's a way to reach people in a different way.
Yeah.
And it's a way that's memorable rather than just shoveling out content that is the same thing, because end of the day, a bicep curl is a bicep curl, a press up is a press up. You can't reinvent the wheel that many times, I don't think.
Well, you do see some like crazy stuff on social media. Have you seen there's these like fitness videos that go around where these guys are just like carrying, I don't know, something on them, like a bench, like a bench. Like a bench is tied to them as they do a pull-up, and it's weird.
My brain can't even, my brain just hurts thinking about how to do that.
Yeah, honestly, we couldn't even imagine.
Can you remember actually the first time you were contacted by a brand? And who was that brand and how did you feel?
I think the first brand that I properly worked with was Manscaped.
Oh, yeah.
The razor that doesn't cut you. So they actually, no, it was a guy, one of my followers, a guy called Craig. He used to work in modeling agency and influencer agencies, and he just was one of my followers. We got chatting, became friends. He's now a stylist, very good stylist. He had all this like little black book of contacts and messaged out on my behalf, which was really nice of him. And Warpaint were the first people that kind of bit and like tried me out, which was really good. That was really fun and really exciting. So the briefs were, as long as you do this, this, and this, you can do whatever the hell you like. So there was a lot of freeness and a lot of creative energy there as well, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, definitely. I think like with brands like giving you kind of creative freedom, it definitely helps.
Yeah.
When like briefs and things like that, because it's too rigid, then it's just like not your own content.
If it's too rigid,
people will see through that as well. Your followers,
because people follow their creators for an energy and a personality, and if everything feels too stated, people do see through that. And I think right now in social media, there's a new wave of people just wanting authenticity.
Yeah.
I think people aren't liking filters these days. They're not liking highly edited. They rather see the good, the bad, and the ugly.
The raw life.
Exactly, the raw life rather
Yeah.
than, look how great my life is.
Yeah,
Oh, get
everyone
out.
sees through that at this point, so
Like,
it's just like there's no point doing that
We're all
anymore, I
human
feel.
beings and we all know
Yeah.
the world sucks at times. And
You might as well show it.
exactly. And I think people are getting bored of the perfect life. Look at me on a beach. Look at me here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go on a walk down my 25-acre estate. And was like, nah, I'm done.
No.
Unfollow, done.
Yeah. No, it's very.
It's just not relatable. And I think people like to feel relatable to
Yes,
their
yeah.
creators.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely.
That is good advice. Since we were just talking about brands, I'm sort of curious now. Have you ever worked with a brand where it was just an awful experience? We don't have to name the brand.
We can beat that out.
Never an awful experience. Everything that I've done with brand work has always been like highly received and it's done really well. It's the post part that gets dodgy. It's
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
the
really?
I
wait.
can see that smile. There's something
the-
there.
Something underlying.
It's the waiting on. It's the delay in payment, and it's the
yes.
and it's that just really gets things nasty
Mm-hmm.
because there are certain payment terms, and it's like, and that's agreed. That's pre-agreed. I'm going through something at the moment with the brand. I can't say.
I'm
but-
actually the same. I'm actually going through the same.
And basically, the contract was, they broke it basically
Yeah.
and started using it for longer terms than agreed. So I'm
Oh,
just
no.
in a bit of a settlement battle at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
God.
Yeah, I think sometimes brands. I agree. Like the payment terms. I mean, they take very long to pay. That's like a massive problem. I think in the industry, I've kind of been hearing a lot about that. And then same with like brands just trying to use content usage rights and things like that. Like
Yeah.
using the content without asking before, or like again breaking the contracts and stuff. I think it's not the best.
It's like they shoot
Use of
their shot.
practice.
It's like they shoot their shot
Yeah.
and hope for the best and hoping that no one would notice.
But
And
I mean, you got a contract, then you're gonna look.
got a contract, and even if it's shoddily written, there's still a contract.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So I kind of think for that time period, like you are like a contractor, you are almost an employee of that company. If that was someone on the payroll and they didn't pay them for 30 days after their scheduled date, they'd be fuming.
Yeah,
That's
Like-
a really
really
good
very
way
true
to
when you
like,
think of it like that.
look
It's
at
like
it.
even if you
Yeah.
are just a freelancer or you are just doing it ad hocly, you should still be given the same respect as someone who's a paid employee.
Yeah. Yeah. I think definitely brands kind of think of it in a weirdly different way, which they
Yes.
shouldn't for sure. Talking about maybe some dream brands that you may want to work with in the future.
Yeah.
Have you got any kind of brands on your like wish list that you ever want to kind of work with or collaborate with across any kind of type of industry?
Yeah, now's your time to shoot your
Oh,
shots.
shoot my
Maybe
shot.
going
Shoot
out,
my
yeah.
shot. Fitness wise, I would love to get in with Gymshark and Lululemon.
Oh,
Yes.
They're brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because the quality of the clothes is so good. And
Yeah.
what I love about Gymshark and Lululemon is that their marketing is so vast and it's so diverse that anyone, any shape, size, color, gender, however someone identifies, they see themselves represented in their media. And I think that is so important. Like go to the Gymshark store on Regent Street. They've got mannequins of people in wheelchairs or people who have limb
wow.
difference or missing a limb. And I think that's a really special and beautiful thing that they're putting out there, that fitness is for everybody.
Yeah.
I'd love to get onto a cruise. I'd love to get on a cruise. I'd love to get onto a Virgin Voyage or something like
Honestly.
that. Or just
I was literally looking at that yesterday. I was like, I need to go onto that. I need a
holiday.
holiday.
I need a holiday.
That is the dream, honestly. Getting in the sun.
Travel creators have it so good.
So good. Honestly. Traveling for work. I want to do that.
Yeah. But yeah, Lululemon. If I'm not entirely sure how like high street do with their influence stuff, but like getting in with Zara because it's all I wear.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
my head to toe today is Zara.
Yeah.
Just because it's like when you invest your own money into products and you know that you like them, and it would be great to collaborate on a different level.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
think that working with brands that you already love is like such a nice thing because it's
Yeah.
like very authentic. You already like you're loving the brand anyway. Again, as you said, like putting your own money into it and then being able to kind of work with them and promote them is such an amazing thing.
Exactly. It's two birds with one stone at the same time.
Definitely.
And what's the other one? I did some work with Nip and Fab as well, the skincare brand. And I
nice.
love their
Cool.
product. I love their products. Their product wise,
Very cool brand.
really good. Like for the price point, some of the best stuff that is on the market. I think.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, fingers
so
crossed.
good.
Yes.
You'll get some of those in the future.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. No. Super fun.
In terms of so you've worked with a couple of brands now, and I'm sure you've gone to a couple of influencer events, not a couple, a lot, and hopefully through us. Yeah. But what is your craziest influencer story you've had so far? Does any spring to mind?
Any like weird things that have happened, or like
Yes.
funny things being a creator?
The only one that kind of stands out is that my friend was putting on an influencer event for Valentine's Day at Debenhams, and he invited me to it. But the way it was marketed, it looked like it was like a matchmaking service or like a date, like a singles night.
Yeah.
And I had to message him. I was like, you do know me and my boyfriend aren't open, right? Like we are closed and we're very happy. It's like, yeah, it's not matchmaking service. I think everything was just Valentine's themed. So it was just the way I read the flyer. I was like, oh, this might not be right. This might not be my
on
thing.
a blind date.
I know I might be on a blind date at
so
Debenhams. But actually then turned out into a massive event and lots of drinks and got lots of lovely little goodies. But nothing too crazy from my stint.
Have you heard of any other like crazy things? Because I've had some weird experiences.
Oh no, what have you heard?
I mean, well, I've been, because I'm a food blogger, aside from Invyted, and so sometimes, I mean, it's not too crazy, but like a lot of the time when I'll go to restaurants and stuff, like I'll say thank you and I'll leave, and then like someone will literally chase me out of the restaurant being like, you haven't paid, and I'm like I was running, like I literally got chased down Chinatown because someone thought like I'd left without paying, and I was like, oh, I did just talk to the manager like and say thank you. Obviously I'm not just gonna leave, but that's happened a few times, which is quite funny. But I mean, people just maybe just not all the staff maybe are aware. And then there are other some like, which isn't me personally, but I've heard some like stalker stories with influencers. Yeah, like people just, I don't know, obviously you've got a following, people are following you for some sort of reason. Again, this is in the food blogging world, so slightly different, which I would have expected it probably more in the lifestyle world actually, but with people basically turning up at the restaurants and the cafes that they're like posting about, because sometimes people will do it when they're there.
Oh,
which is actually not a very good thing.
No, but
I don't.
Actually, you've got to be so careful.
You need to be so careful because you don't know how many people are seeing that. And if there's one person out of your however many followers.
Well, we all watched Baby Reindeer, didn't we? So,
very true. Yeah, you never know.
I don't think I've ever had that. I've had people like talk to me and like chat me up in the gym and stuff, and then they're like, oh, take my number. I'm like, oh, I have a boyfriend, so be like you're cool, like let's be mates.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, here's my Instagram. Oh, I actually follow you already. I'm like,
oh, they know.
Girl, you already know. Surely you already
know. Surely, yeah.
So that's happened a couple of times. But when I do get stopped a few times in the street, which to me I'm like, that's imposter syndrome. Like, what?
Yeah.
You know my face? How?
Yeah.
But the things that people say is actually been so nice, because I'm very open about the way I view exercise. I'm very open about my own mental health and my own mental struggles and my journey with therapy and antidepressants and all that kettle of fish. And a lot of people do come and go, I really like the way you talk about this. It makes it feel more normalized. It makes people feel easy to chat about it.
Yeah.
And some people just go say, oh, I just bloody love your content. I'm like,
that's so nice. It's actually so nice when you actually just have people like that.
I'm like, that's what I do it for.
Yeah.
Like, it's more to put more joy out in the world. The world's a miserable place. So if someone watching me lip sync to High School Musical 2 in Speedos in a garden makes them feel happy and go, oh my God, what an idiot, but that's really funny.
Yeah.
And it just distracts from their day. I'm like, that is the purpose. That's the purpose. And then the brand partnerships and the paid collaborations, while few and far between, then that comes as a byproduct.
Yeah.
It's finding the joy, having the
You're doing
joy
it
of it in
because you love
itself.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Aw.
That's
So
lovely.
honestly, so sweet.
Yeah, we just looked at each other. I feel like you're a ray of sunshine.
Oh,
Not to sound so cringe, but yeah, that is so lovely. I've got on here. Do you have any influencer confessions?
I think the main confession is if someone's wanting to start out, or I think if you want to start
Yeah.
out, do have another job on the side because it's very few and far. It's very few and far
Yeah.
between, and that does take ages to build up. I'm still building that up for myself and figuring it out for myself. So have something in the interim that actually can fund your lifestyle. Obviously, then that does take time to then it does take a toll on your creativity and your available time. But girl, you got to be paid.
Yeah.
If people keep
Yeah.
sending you free stuff, it's amazing. It's amazing, but it's free. Think of it's free marketing for them,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
deserve to be paid.
Yeah.
So make sure you have some form of income on the side. And I kind of think, does anyone really know what they're doing, or is it all shooting our shot?
Yeah, that's so right. I think you
Honestly,
actually
yeah,
just
very
hit
true.
the nail on the head. It's such a myth, I think, for people that aren't influencers or content creators. We automatically assume influencers are just getting like tons of money all the time. Even the ones that maybe have like 40K or 50K, we just automatically assume they just have an influx of money coming in. But it's not always the case.
No,
Yeah, I
it's-
think
it's
people,
really
always
not.
people view it
case.
as a
Yeah.
very, if you're not, you know, an influencer or a content creator, yeah, people kind of view it as it's like super easy and like doesn't take long to edit your content. All you do
Yeah.
is like
Yeah,
go
that's
around like getting
another
all
one.
free stuff, and it's
Yeah.
like actually no, like even going out for free meals and things like you're doing it so you can create content and things
Yeah.
like that. And a lot of people don't realize that.
And you're
which is
networking
funny.
with people, and it's always
Exactly,
being on at
always-
the right time. and
Always being social, going to the events,
yeah.
and everything.
Whereas if you'd been on Love Island or something like that, it's much easier because your following explodes doing
Yeah,
a
yeah.
show like that. Like
Yeah.
it just does.
Mm.
And everyone's eyes are on you, so everyone wants a piece of you, and everyone
Yeah.
wants you to
Yeah.
wear their stuff. And so that is a different case
Yeah.
to someone who
Starting
might-
out.
Starting out, yeah.
Would you go on a reality show?
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like you'd
What would
be
be your
really
dream
good.
reality
With
show
that-
to be on?
Oh, so okay. So I've been asked to do quite a few.
Oh, really?
But they're always. So I've been asked to go. About 10 years ago, I was asked to go on the By Life, which was hosted by Courtney Act, and they wanted me to date the drag queen Courtney Act. I had a boyfriend at the time, so I was like, no, thank you. I've been asked to do Celebs Go Dating. Been asked to do Naked Attraction.
Oh my
way.
gosh.
You turned them all down?
I turned them all down. because I have zero interest in doing a dating show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
fair.
I think it can just be very superficial, and it can just look a bit, I don't know, maybe try hard's a bit too mean or a bit too usy on the world of it. But
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
want to do, my dream would be do something like Shipwrecked. If we remember that from T4 days, like 10 years
Yeah.
ago. Shipwrecked, The Traitors.
Wait, what's
The Traitors-
shipwrecked?
the
I
Traitors
don't know
would
what
be fun.
shipwrecked is.
Pardon?
What's shipwrecked? I don't know what it is.
Wait, what year were you born?
No, it's not that. I might have not been in England. So,
Oh.
yeah. So, yeah.
So T4 was like the really cool version of Channel 4 back in like the noughties that was hosted by like Vernon Kay, Jamila Jamil.
I do know those people.
Yeah, okay, it's cute.
Yeah.
I was going to get my backhand out soon. And it was almost like they used to do sort of like the Simple Life into Shipwrecked. Shipwrecked was 2 islands. You had the tiger and the sharks. And you had to recruit members and be the longest standing island. Then you won a prize.
Yeah, those ones are fun.
Yeah, and it was like there was
More like
tasks
game shows,
and
Is it like Survivor?
bit like Survivor.
Okay.
Bit like
Yeah.
Survivor. So there is a survival aspect, and there is games and missions on top of that.
Oh,
Which
fun.
That's fun.
That's
Sounds
a fun
like-
reality show.
it looks like fun. I was in the running quite a while ago for Survivor, and I don't know if I'm.
That's so fun.
Did I sign an NDA? I don't know. I don't think
We
so.
can get that.
But
You need.
well, I was in the running for a reality show
Yeah.
where it had that kind of aspect, and I was like, oh yeah, I could do that. I'd be away on a beach for 4 weeks, have a grand old time. Then you read the T's and C's, goes, you're not allowed any possessions, even toothpaste. And I was like,
Wow. What?
Wow.
Hopefully,
How does that
No
work?
way. So they provide
Yeah.
that?
I don't know.
Or maybe
I
not.
think
You
it's
have to
less-
make it yourself.
You
I
have to make it
guess.
yourself. I just remember reading
Maybe
that
no,
and
there
I was
must
like,
be, like-
oh, maybe this is actually really hard. And then
Yeah.
like, what would
Oh,
your
wow.
in the interview, I said, like, what would be the one luxury item you'd bring? And I was like, I'd bring a bottle of champagne. And now I'm like, no, I'd bring a tube of Colgate now.
That is crazy. Wow. There must be like so much like, because I have no idea about any like those like reality shows and stuff, like all the T's and C's and things. Like, wow.
And then all the psych
you-
evaluations you have to do.
Yes.
And it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a
Look,
lot.
the interview process and everything.
But yeah, I would.
Wow.
In bottom line, I would do a reality show, but I would never want to do a dating one.
Fine.
Okay, we're putting it out there as well. So
Yes, traitors, call me.
yeah.
Though
Traitors is a cool one.
for
It's a cool one.
actually for traitors, I know I'd be really good at like selling personality and being like really fun and entertaining. Social strategy and being deceptive and sneaky, I would be horrendous.
Honestly, me too.
Well, this
I would
is
get,
why
I would
you'd
get
be
caught
so
out
good on
right
that
away.
show.
Right where they go, James, you're a traitor. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, shut up.
No, I feel like you actually might be good.
Really?
I think to
I
begin
start
with,
laughing. When someone asks me, I'd be like, because I'm such a bad liar.
yeah,
I'm actually
but
such
you're
a bad
very
I'm such a bad
competitive,
liar.
though, so
I am very
think-
competitive. That is.
I think
very
that
true.
might like overrun.
If I was
True.
a faithful,
Yeah.
then great. But I know I'd probably get targeted as a traitor like very
Yes.
early on.
Yes.
People would
Yes.
gun for me because I'll be a big personality. So it'll be trying to tone down this mess that you see in front of you.
Oh, it'd be funny.
Yeah.
Should we move on to Influence X?
Ah, yes.
Oh, yes.
So we've got a little
Windsor X
game that we're going to play. Basically, it's going to be a quick fire round of Influence X, whether the things we mention, if you think they're a nick or not.
Oh, okay.
Right. Let's go.
So interrupting someone mid-set in the gym.
In the gym.
These
Oh,
are kind of like gym
that.
focused ones.
No, don't do that. Don't
Yeah,
do that.
that's an
Ick.
ick.
Absolute ick.
Yeah.
Yes. Wait for if someone's lifting something really heavy, you don't want to be interrupted. Like you got to focus. You got to focus.
Yeah, that's
otherwise-
annoying. Like,
It
don't
has
interrupt.
happened though, and I'm like, what? You can see what's going on here. I'm literally squatting.
Yeah. I've got
Yeah.
I've got 60 kilos on my back. Can you leave me
Yeah,
alone
go away.
for 30 seconds, please?
Someone stealing the plates off the bar mid-set.
Never seen that happen.
No.
But again, health and safety, folks. Health and safety first. That is very dangerous.
Also, just again, like not mid-set.
no, not
what do you
mid-set.
do?
No,
Yeah.
no. That would. I don't think that
Yeah.
would ever happen.
No.
Singing or dancing in the gym.
Don't mind that.
Yeah.
Don't mind that because for me, when I'm doing a gym session or leading a class, I need the music that I play is basically what you'd hear in a gay club. Like it needs to be high,
Yeah.
camp, fun. If that gets someone through it, absolutely. Singing, maybe depending on
Depends on-
what key you're singing in, if
Yeah.
it's tuneful, but I would say hum to yourself if anything.
Okay.
If you need to.
Yeah.
Okay. People taking gym selfies in the public area.
That's,
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Yeah. This is why I put it in there.
Yeah.
Like, is it
Oh
an
my god,
ick or
it's
is
such
it not?
an ick that I didn't know.
No.
It depends. I think
Yeah.
it depends. I think there is I wouldn't say it's an ick. I would say it depends if you're topless and
Oh,
doing
yeah.
it. That's a no.
that's
If you're doing a
true.
little like
Yeah.
I'd finished my workout, I'm gonna post about it on social media, go like
Yeah.
I got it done. Yes,
Yeah.
me, and celebrating yourself, absolutely go for it. If you're going, I'm on the gym floor taking my top off and squeezing my abs so
Yeah.
much that I'll shit myself. That's an ick.
And maybe people who, okay, this is just an extra one, who go just for the selfies. Like, you don't
That's
even.
true. I
Like,
have
there's a lot,
seen
I feel like
people
people just
going-
go and they don't even do a set. They're just there for the photos.
What's the point in paying all that money for a membership? Save your money.
Well, yeah,
Save your money.
true. I agree.
I see random people walk in and just do one thing and then another thing, another
Yes.
thing. And that it's really hard because obviously I'm a professional in this and it's like I see so much bad stuff. I'm like, no one wants your
Yeah.
opinion. No one
Yeah.
wants your help right now. So keep your opinion to yourself.
Yeah.
But my face is so expressive. I'm like, oh, what are you doing?
Okay. People grunting or shouting when lifting. Shouting when lifting, I've never heard before. I don't think.
I've heard a couple of people literally go, "Rah!" That's too much. Grunting, I don't mind. Grunting, I don't mind
Yeah.
because I've got noise cancelling.
Oh, fair. Yeah.
But when the weight is that heavy, then sometimes you do need there is some element of aggression that is happening.
Yeah.
If it's as long as it doesn't sound like a tennis match.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit weird sometimes when you got your headphones in, you take it off, and all you hear is the grunting from behind.
Yeah. And then someone gets a reputation of like, oh, they're the moaner. Or, yeah that's not cool.
Shadow boxing in the gym.
Ick.
Major ick.
Well, is it shadow boxing or have they invented their own form of karate? I don't really know. I don't get it. But also, I'm not I've never done boxing. I've never thrown a punch in my life.
Yeah.
I think I could never take myself seriously. So maybe it's me going, I can't do that. So maybe I'm just jealous.
So I've actually just started. So I used to see people doing shadow boxing in the gym, and I'd be like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? There's literally no bag there." But I've only just started doing Muay Thai boxing, and you have to do shadow boxing in the gym, like away from the actual class itself. So I feel like I just feel so silly every time I do it.
You got your fight on Saturday.
Yeah,
Didn't you?
You're doing a fight.
I'm doing training.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. Crazy.
How did you get over doing shadow boxing in the gym then?
I don't know whether I'm
do you
really
think it's
fully
an ick?
over it. Yeah.
She still thinks it's an ick.
I'm like, sorry, everybody. I just need to do this. Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah.
that's funny. Without wearing gloves to the gym.
Don't mind that. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. Some people have really like sensitive hands. My hands made of sandpaper. They always have been since I was a child. Like, I remember being in primary school and like doing a school play and having to like shake someone's hand, and the kid like pulled their sleeve over the hand because they didn't want to touch it because they're really rough and they're really dry and they're really lined. Yeah. One thing that gets on my tits though, someone goes, "You should really wear moisturizer." I'm like, I'm drowning in the stuff. My skin just absorbs it so quickly. Actually,
like
their dream brand, hand cream.
Yeah. CeraVe, are you there? Yeah.
Without getting too close to people when they're working out.
People have personal space issues. Keep your distance.
Yeah.
Obviously, depending on the time you go, sometimes it can feel like sardines, but people have personal space issues, and especially if they haven't showered, then it's even worse.
Oh God,
no, not ideal.
Deodorant is key. Is key.
Yeah, it is. God, the stench is bad sometimes.
Right?
Anyway, so bad.
What about unsolicited advice from strangers?
This is you.
This is me. This is me holding back, like biting my tongue.
Yeah.
I would say leave it. Obviously, not everyone wants to be helped. Maybe some people are beyond help. I don't know. But I'd say leave it alone. Yeah. Especially if it's a guy doing it to a girl. I think that's let her do it. Let her do it.
So ick or no ick?
Ick.
Okay.
Just let them get on with it, even if it looks ridiculous to you. You don't know their plan. You don't know their goals. You don't know their play. They don't know what they want to do. Yeah. So let them be. Let them do their thing. Let people enjoy things.
Yeah, it's kind of like interrupting as well. Like interrupt them. Last one, being barefoot in the gym.
Barefoot, no socks, no nothing.
Put your trotters away. Socks, fine for certain things.
Yeah.
No. Not barefoot. Yeah. I agree.
No.
Yeah,
I literally, my whole body just went and squelched a little bit.
Yeah, we don't like that. Anyway, that was the end of the
like that.
No, we do not like that.
What those were the icks, I'd say. Are the ones we picked, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, final ick actually. Sorry. One more ick.
Extra one.
People who seem to fake their intensity when they're working out.
Oh, okay. I think if they're in their set, then fine. But I think if they're doing it on videos for social media, on Instagram and TikTok, and they're pretending that they're lifting a really heavy weight and they're just pulling faces, ugh.
And you can tell straight away.
Like, do the real thing. Like, show people the reality of it and go, oh, this actually isn't that heavy. Or pick something that's heavy and go, this is how hard it is. And then people have a gauge and understand, and then can learn, oh, that person found that weight really hard and they're a professional. I'm going to go around here. Because if you see someone like trying to squat like a 5 kilo dumbbell, which isn't, in grand scheme of things, isn't a lot, and they're seeing, people might go, oh, that's too heavy for me. And it could, they could just read it as, oh, they're doing that and they're the pro. So
Yeah.
I shouldn't be doing that. So I think show them reality of the intensity. Go, if you are benching a lot or if you're squatting a lot, show it. So then people have a gauge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just fake otherwise.
Yeah, it's just
Really?
fake.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Like you said, everyone needs to be authentic.
yeah,
Yeah,
authentic.
people
I think I
want
did a video about
authenticity.
a
Yeah.
video about this. So I think just before Christmas, and it was basically Fitfluencers, and it was like doing a Bulgarian split squat, and I grabbed the lightest couple of weights that I could, and all it was me just pulling faces and shaking and trembling, and but putting over an audio, being like, "You got to do what's right for you," and it's like it was like a live, laugh, love kind of a kind of audio, because it's just that's so cringe. It's so cringe.
that you can't do that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's it for all our questions.
I think that is it for our questions.
Oh.
But yeah,
Absolutely loved having you on the podcast.
Yeah, it's
Thank
been
you for having
great.
me. It's
Yeah.
been so fun.
yeah, it's been great learning about your story and everything. Maybe one last thing for the listeners. What advice would you give
That's a
to
good one.
anyone maybe wanting to start out being a creator or growing their socials? Yeah, what kind of advice would you give them?
Advice I would give is something that I'm really struggling with is narrow down the niche into a fair few topics and shovel that out as much as you can. Try and stay creative. If the algorithm isn't liking you at the moment, don't be disheartened. Like, people do still enjoy your content, even if it's not being shoveled out. So don't equate likes to your worth, because what your voice is and what you have to say about whatever topic it is your perspective, and that's what people want to engage with you on, rather than you pretending to be somebody else. So just embrace it and just throw caution to the wind and be like, fuck the algorithm. Fuck, I can even swear. I'm really sorry. I've sworn a lot.
That's okay. Don't you worry at all.
But just embrace your own voice.
Yeah.
and funnel that as much as you can.
Amazing. Well,
That's a lovely little way to end the podcast.
But yeah, thank you again for coming. It's been great having you. And yeah, catch us next time. And do you want to quickly just say your social media handles so everyone can follow you?
Yes, so you can follow me at James Colebrook _ double, cause I always go twice. And that's COLEBROOK.
Amazing. Well, thank you, everybody.